Basketball is a sport that has trended more and more towards the analyticals. For the past 5 years or so, there's been a massive push for three-pointers and restricted area shots and effective field goal percentage and points per possession. Daryl Morey created one of the most successful teams in NBA history based solely on this philosophy just this past season. The more and more technology advances, the less that tried and tested tactics work, and the more the game becomes mechanical, homogeneous. As the league heads in a direction that averts from post-ups and mid-range shots and goes to a place where corner threes reign supreme, it's almost inevitable that the player experience changes with it. But what about the viewer experience? The Los Angeles Clippers recently released an alternative viewing experience known as Clippers CourtVision, and with it, statistics are everywhere. There are 3 different modes, each implementing AR, that being augmented reality, to put a different spin on the traditional broadcast. There's mascot mode that turns the game into something straight out of NBA Jam with goofy animations and cartoon-like text. Then there's coach mode that shows you plays as they're run, on both offense and defense. And then there's the crown jewel of the project, player mode. This shows players' shooting efficiencies as they move around the court, and then shows the chance they have of making whatever shot they take, all occurring in real time. Second Spectrum CEO and CourtVision co-founder Rajiv Maheswaran said himself that he would be incredibly surprised if there weren't different versions of CourtVision of augmented reality systems into play come the end of the season. Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, says that within the next 5 years that viewing will have completely changed compared to what there is now. Adam Silver has also said that he's looking forward to the results. With obvious support of a product that pushes statistics for the viewer, it's really quite possible that changes will be made to broadcast as soon as 2020. Fox Sports is already the major advocate, making it available solely through their app. It is also very likely that other television networks will follow suit, and the NBA isn't afraid to try something new. Adam Silver has experimented with progress in all forms, ranging anywhere from the All-Star Game selection to NBA 2K in the esports world. It's incredibly likely that in the next few years, we'll see a change in the way NBA basketball is broadcasted that may well become integral. This is a standard NFL broadcast in 1997. We're gonna let it run for a few seconds.
Love to use their hand, aggressive corners, probably the 2 most aggressive in the league.
Okay, stop. Doesn't something look off? I'm not talking about the quality of the video or the lack of a scoreboard or, the trash. Where's the yellow line? Without it, the game just looks a little different. That yellow line at this point is a necessity, a digital element that simplifies such a complicated game into something a child can understand. They can look past the some 22 players on the field and weirdly placed patterns and their movement and the hitting and just focus on one thing. The team with a ball just has to get past the yellow line. Eventually they do that enough times and they get points. This is a masterpiece in the world of augmented reality. It shows that augmented reality doesn't have to be a complicator. In the right way, it can in fact be an enabler. Yet, there still stands the fact that fans are likely very staunchly against augmented reality implemented into television. After all, basketball purists who disagree strongly with the stats revolution right now would protest without a doubt. And their arguments are justified. There is the aspect of AR that could turn a wide variety of viewers off. It is very easy for it to be a complicator. All of the numbers and percentages and diagrams running around could lose the average viewer, making the game much more complex rather than much more simple. An enabling yet simple addition, a la the yellow line, might be difficult to place in a fast-paced sport like basketball, which would mean shutting off the older generation due to its own complexity. But the younger audience will more than likely fully embrace this type of TV that pulls you further into the game, which of course is the intention. I myself feel drawn wanting to watch games this way, as it just seems like a logical progression of viewing. When watching the game, you want to know all there is to know. With diagrams and defensive schemes and shot probabilities, I become more curious knowing that such a thing is available to me. Many fans in my generation probably feel that pull too, and as it becomes more widely available with teams and across the league, popularity might just go through the roof. However, within the scenario that it becomes popular in the next 5 years, a question is begged. Will it go too far? Will it get to the point where this AR thing develops into something else marketed as more helpful, or provides more information? which then in turn develops into something marketed as more immersive or more convenient, thus creating this kind of snowball effect of innovation. Will it get to the point where analytics take over the broadcast, where viewing really isn't the game anymore, but a crunching of numbers? Naturally, this isn't something to worry about in the near future, maybe not even for a decade. But with the rapid improvements made to technology each year, and the willingness of the NBA to readily adopt and adapt to such concepts puts the traditional game viewing at risk. 10 years from now, as the game is inevitably changed as well as the broadcast, what will we see? Doc Rivers thinks that there very well may be a time and place where people at the arena don't watch the game. Rather, they're caught up in this alternative viewing experience. Innovations in virtual and augmented reality are coming along quicker than ever, and sports leagues are taking notice. More than half of the NBA's teams already use augmented reality to help identify schemes and playstyles. The MLB teamed up with Apple to create the At-Bat app, a baseball viewing experience that uses AR to show statistics as the players play. The NFL has partnered with Intel to come out with TrueView, a virtual reality experience that claims to make fans feel as if they're truly there on the field. The future, in which fans rely more on what's on the screen than the actual game, may be an unsettling reality, but it may well come to pass. So what do you guys think? Is augmented reality going to be a good thing in the league? Will it be an enabler or a complicator? Will it go too far? Let's have a discussion down below. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all there.